I'm Perry Red. This is Socially Speaking. I just want to take a minute to share with you our commentary from the other side of the tracks. You know, the majority of Americans have common sense. They don't always use it come election time. But here's the time where common sense has to come to the forefront. Yeah, they're talking about reopening the country. And what I know is this, is that if you reopen the country while people are dying, it says a lot about Americans' morality, Americans' ethics, and America's common sense. It doesn't make sense to me that you know that we're fighting an enemy in coronavirus that is not invisible. We know where it is. We even know who has it. If we test, we'll know more of how to stop it. But you got to understand who's dying from this. Right now, the majority of folks who are dying are black. And, or at least a significant number of folks are black. And the deal is, there are conservative whites that are fine with that. It's insane to me that you know what the problem is, but you won't do what is necessary to fix it, depending on who you are.
The time has come to stop living in fear.
In Texas, Dallas salon owner Shelley Luther vowing to remain open in defiance of state orders, tearing up a citation she received.
I could be used as an example, or they'll go away, or I don't know. I'm not going to shut down.
In Colleyville, the mayor also undermining the governor's order, allowing some businesses to reopen ahead of the current plan.
It's time to reopen our businesses and help those who have been badly hurt.
Now I'm out in my garden, and Barbara and I, we're going to have some great tomatoes when this is over. And the deal is, you've got to plant your seedlings, and you got to set them aside so that they will thrive once you put them in the ground. And I'm working on that now. Well, much in the same vein, America, testing is important because we'll know who has it, and those folks can be set aside so that they're not infecting others in the population. Now, reopening government is not necessarily a balance between economics and humanity. That should be a no-brainer. But the folks who are out there protesting with guns and Confederate flags ought to tell you very clearly what the Reopen America crowd is about. And it's about race. Plain and simple. Now, they hint around it on the Sunday morning talk shows. All on the radio, they just hint around it. But we know what it is, and we know who it is. The real enemy are those who protest against human life. These are the same folks that responded to Black Lives Matter protests with All Lives Matter or Blue Lives Matter. You see, these are the self-important, arrogant, and insensitive individuals who harm this American dream that so many people talk about, that we've been inbred with, that we've been inculcated with. All right, and it's such a falsehood, but it's very apparent that these groups, these Reopen America groups, they're not genuine. They're not grassroots. They're backed by big money donors, conservatives, who are continuing to steal our money at every turn, whether it's Betsy DeVos in education, you know, diverting coronavirus money to private schools when the public schools are suffering and need those funds. Don't be fooled. You got to understand that the so-called President Donald Trump is doing exactly what he said he would do in 2016. And that's shake things up. There's not a day that's gone by during his administration where it hasn't been drama. The problem is the drama always falls on the most vulnerable, whether they're immigrants or whether they're the LGBTQ community. Just remember. The promises that he made to the gay community. What are you going to do with that? I mean, election time is here. And it's time to plant seedlings. What are you going to do differently? That's the question of the hour. And that's the question you need to ask yourself. For those who are not going to vote Republican, you can't just sit by and do nothing, nor can you just plain vote. It's your responsibility now to tell somebody, to talk about it, to make it real. And for black folks, you're the greater numbers of folks who are dying. And the arrogance of those who talk about, we gotta make money. Just know that when you're dead, you generate no income.
We have to respect this process for what it is. It is a killer.
But in Philadelphia, Vita Walker wants demonstrators to remember her husband James, the Philadelphia police officer who lost his life after getting sick on the job.
Even if the whole world opens back up tomorrow, do not just go outside and back to life as normal.
Tonight, the fight to reopen and to save lives.
When you're dead, you are of no value in this society. Oh, you're great for a tribute. You're great for a memorial. It's even great to go visit your graveside. But you don't contribute to the economy. You're better off living. And that's what this coronavirus shutdown, breakdown, this isolation, this quarantine is about. It's about saving lives, getting the solution that we can move forward and not suffer in the interim. Now, it's a little tough right now, and white folks are whining about not being able to go to yoga and not be able to go outside.
This weekend, thousands flocking to beaches in Los Angeles as they open for the first time in weeks. Many ignoring the ban on sunbathing, some not wearing masks, which are required when you're out of the water.
I find that absolutely insane. I also find it insensitive, insulting.
We're not going to get close to other people, so it's chill. It's chill, but I do wear masks.
That's the part that gets me. Because you're inconvenienced for 2 months, you act like it's a lifetime.
Tesla restarting its assembly line. Yesterday, thousands packing this rodeo in northern rural California.
We have constitutional rights. We have inalienable rights given to us by God.
I don't get it. Well, actually, I do get it. Because that's what white privilege looks like. That's the snapshot of arrogance in its fullest form. While other people are dying, you want to go jogging. Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. And remember, Perry Red told you that the Midwest, those flyover states, those Trump supporters who wanted to get back to work and open America, they're going to have spikes all over the country in coronavirus cases and in deaths. And because of their lack of access to hospitals and health care, they're going to be falling off the edge of the earth too. Their time is coming. One thing I know about God is He gives you what you give. So that reciprocation of your arrogance and your ill will toward people who are more vulnerable, it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. That's a promise. Not from me, but from the one that you say you believe in. Just know that you have no credibility nor any moral high ground. You can whine and bitch and complain about not being able to go to Starbucks or not being able to go to yoga and not being able to go out and play while you're working at home and other people are dying. That's truly un-American of you. But enjoy your wine. Red Media.